As the Commissioner of Conservation, I'm happy to be here on behalf of my boss, Governor Kay Ivey, to talk a little bit about not only this project, but I want to share a little bit of what we're doing department-wide for outdoor recreation in the state of Alabama. In the 8 years that Governor Ivey's been in office, and I've had the honor and the pleasure and the blessing to be the Commissioner of the Department of Conservation and Natural Resources, we have really looked at what assets we had in the state and what we could really do to build up on some of those assets for the good things in Alabama. And one of the things in our department that I think we're responsible for and that we've been able to do is in the area of outdoor recreation. As you know, living here in Alabama, we are blessed with woods and waters and a very diverse state from one end to the other with many opportunities for outdoor recreation. And I'm very thankful to be the Commissioner of Conservation in a state like this. And so when I was appointed in 2017, and then Ed Poulos, our Deputy Commissioner, came to work with us, we really looked at opportunities that we had around the state and several things that we thought we needed to improve on our state parks. For one, that we had opportunities there. We're spending about $228 million right now on state park improvements from one end of the state to the other. We felt like on trails that we had opportunities with trail access, either on our own properties at state parks or with our Forever Wild properties, and then working with partner communities to be able to enhance our trail amenities and access to trails, build more trails, have more blueway trails, waterways. You know, we got so many rivers in Alabama, we thought we had more canoe kayak launches. That'd be really a good thing for those communities. And then boating access. Again, we have great opportunities, whether it's in the Tennessee River, on the Alabama Riverside, the Black Warrior, Tombigbee River, all the way down through the Wiregrass, and then down to the Mobile-Tensaw Delta and along the coast. We got all kinds of waterways, and we need to have opportunities to get people on those waterways. And we got about $56 million in boating access projects that are underway right now. A lot of those are in cooperation with Innovate Alabama, and then some of our sport fish restoration dollars, taking your fishing license money and putting it back into boating access so that you can get on the waters and enjoy the fishing in the state. And then our state lakes was one of the other opportunities that we saw around the state. We have 23 state lakes in Alabama, and most of those were built in the 40s, 50s, and 60s for subsistence fishing for rural communities. From what I understand, after talking to Deputy Commissioner Poulos, is that before they built the exit up here in this big nice 5-lane, this is a hard place to get to back in the day. You had to go around through Parish, he said, to get over here. That it was, but that it has always been a part of the community. And by having the easier access here, I think it's become even more a part of the community. And we're seeing that all around the state. A lot of the state lakes that were built in rural areas at the time, the cities and counties have kind of grown out to where those lakes are located and have given us the opportunity to do more than just fishing at the state public fishing lakes. And what we're going to see here and talk about today at Walker County Lake is really an opportunity to show what can happen with these type of venues and facilities when the community becomes engaged with the department, and we can not only provide great access for people to fish, which is what the lakes were built for, and for some recreation on the lake, but then also other things like we've got the archery park here, some birding tower, walking trails that so many in the community here have partnered on to build around the lake. And I'm very thankful for our staff. Matt Marshall is our fisheries chief for the Department of Conservation. As Ed and I came here and really started talking about the opportunities, Matt and his team embraced that in many parts of the state for us to be able to use these lakes, probably more now than they've ever been used in the past, as we do more things here for outdoor recreation. So I won't belabor it any longer, other than to say I'm very thankful for your partnership and for the partnership with the ones that will speak here and the ones in the community to be able to do good things here at Walker County Lake. And we want to use this as an example on how we can do this at our other 22 state lakes around the area. When we the first lake we really went to that I saw that we could do more was at Pike County Lake in Troy. Troy had partnered with us. We built an archery park there. They built a small meeting facility and upgrade with trails around there, and could really see how those lakes could be used in a community like they're doing in Troy, and like I think we're going to do here in Walker County. So with that, I'd like to introduce the Deputy Commissioner of the Department of Conservation. Most all y'all know Eddie's from here in Jasper and here in Walker County, and I have been very thankful that when I got appointed as commissioner, I needed somebody to come and help me with the department. I am from South Alabama, originally from Mobile, spent most all of my career in the Mobile, Dauphin Island, Gulf Shores area with the Department of Conservation before I was appointed as commissioner. I know everybody in South Alabama, but I didn't know very many folks up in North Alabama, and for sure not in Northwest Alabama. And I had become friends with Ed here in the Deepwater Horizon oil spill, and been praying about who would have as a deputy commissioner. And I kept thinking about Ed, and I said, well, he's not going to move to Montgomery and do that. He loves it up there, and what he's doing, and no way he's going to come. My wife said, just make the call. All I can tell you is no. You've already got no, so if he just says no, you can move on to somebody else. If that's who the Lord keeps putting on your heart, that's who you need to call. And so I called Ed, and about 2 hours on the telephone, talked him into coming to work in the Department of Conservation, and he's the one that really handles most of our operations throughout the state and keeps all the trains running on time and makes sure all these projects get going. And so since he knows much more about this project than I do, I'm going to get Ed to come up and talk about what we're going to do here at Walker County Lake. So Ed, share with us. Thank you.
Thank you for that, Chris. It's funny. It's good to be home. We get to do a lot of ribbon cuttings and groundbreakings and announcements, but it's nothing is better than getting to come home and get to do them. So I am thrilled to get to be here today and to tell you. And I get the best part of this because I get to show you everything that we're going to do here at Walker County Lake, and so that's the exciting. I get to show you all the good things that are going to happen. First, and I'm going to point around, and everybody's going to look, and I'm going to tell you where I'm going to start at the entrance, and we're going to go from there and kind of tell you what our vision is and our plan for Walker County Lake. And so I'm going to start as you come into the facility. We're going to have a new gate, a gate that is commensurate for what is behind the gate. It is right now. It doesn't look like the way it should for what we have out here. So we're going to have a new gate. It'll be automated. That way we can come and go, and it's You'll see it on one of the pictures here. You'll see a new gate, and it'll make it look like what we deserve here in Walker County. As you come in, there's going to be new roads that come in, new parking area. I'm going to tell you about we're going to have to have new wastewater facility. So we're going to have new, and so that's never the sexy thing to talk about and doesn't get a lot of votes or anything. But we've got to run new field lines and new septic tanks to handle everything that we're doing here. So it'll be a new road and a new parking area as well. Then as you come down, there's going to be two new concession buildings that'll be just on the other side of the ramp, that where the concessionaire will be, and that's where you'll buy your license and buy your bait and everything like that. Right beside there will be a new restroom facility. So there'll be a new restroom facility adjacent to the concession building, and there'll be a new restroom there, and there'll also be a new restroom facility a little bit down the lake, and that way if you're fishing on this side of the lake, you don't have to come all the way back. That's the one complaint that we got is if I'm fishing on this side of the lake, I don't want to have to send my kids all the way back here to come to the restroom. So we're going to put a restroom down there. And then the highlight, and what I'm going to say is the highlight of this whole project is going to be, this building I believe was built in the 1950s, and we're going to demolish the building here, and we're going to build a new event space. It's going to be a barn-dominium type event space, and I hope everyone comes and looks at what the event space will look like. It's going to hold around 130 people. It's going to have the barn door, the steel doors that'll raise up. So this road will end. We're going to grass this whole area. That way you can rent that facility. It can be for weddings. It can be for reunions. It can be for your kids' birthday parties, the Rotary, the Kiwanis, anything that we have, and it'll be right here on the lake, and we're very excited about that. It'll be another. We have got, the Lord has blessed us, so this is a gorgeous part of the world, and we need to get people out here, and what better way than to have your birthday party or wedding here at Walker County Lake, and it'll be another revenue source for the concessionaire and for the Department of Conservation. So we are extremely excited about that. We're also going to, as alternates to this plan, we're going to look at redoing the dock here and potentially doing a new dock here off the point. So there would be two new docking facilities that'll be here. We're hoping to kind of get this started. We're hoping that this is going to go to bid sometime end of summer, early fall. So the thing that I want you to do is when you leave here, we know that there are some really good contractors here in and around Jasper and Walker County. And so when we bid this project, we want this project to be, it's for the citizens of Walker County, and we want it to be built by people from Walker County. So be sure that that this is funding that's coming in, and Senator Reed and Matt will talk about this in a little bit. But we want this to go back into Walker County, and so we want to, if you know contractors, have them on the lookout for that bid coming up. The last thing I want to say is I want to thank a few people before they come up and speak. This could not have been possible without two individuals. First, Matt Woods is our representative here. The funding for this project came from the general fund appropriation, which is something that the Department of Conservation, until the last couple of years, we had never received general fund appropriation. So without Matt on the House side and Greg on the Senate side at that time, this would not be possible. So Greg and Matt, thank y'all very much. And I can't keep going without saying today is June the 5th. And so as I thank you, today is Senator Reed, Commissioner Reed, whatever I'm supposed to call you, it's his birthday, so happy birthday. So if you haven't, my wife told me, do not forget that as you're talking about this. So now I'm not in trouble for not doing that. But last but not least, and totally not least, because it was really her vision, Walker Area Community Foundation, and really with the leadership of Paul Kennedy and Jeannie Brown Short, they did a master plan out here. I can't even tell you what year it was. It's been many years ago. But the vision of Jeannie of what this place could be and what it could turn into is why we're here today. So Jeannie, I know you're going to get to talk, but your vision, your hard work here is why we're here today, and why for generations to come we're going to see benefits from this. So thank you, and with that I'll turn it back to Chris.
Ed pretty much introduced our next speaker, but I will say that I have enjoyed getting to know Representative Matt Wood in the time that he's been here. He's been a good advocate for not only Walker County, but really for the outdoors and the things that interact with our department. It's nice to know in the legislature who your friends are and who feels the same way you do about things. And Matt has been a good friend, and I appreciate your support. And come share with us a little bit about this project. Sure.
Thank you, Commissioner Blankenship, Commissioner Poulos. I appreciate so very much your willingness to bring this project forward and invest in outdoor recreation right here in Walker County at this beautiful facility. I've been coming to this lake as long as I can remember, enjoying the fishing. You know, a little later in life I come out here and I'll enjoy my lunch in my truck and watch the water and unplug from technology and just really enjoy God's creation, and it's a beautiful creation we have. This is a special place. I get to see families out here with their children enjoying the fishing, people having picnics, and you alluded to earlier in your comments, birthday parties. And I'm extremely excited about this pavilion that will be located just right in front of where I'm facing, that's going to have weddings and all kinds of civic groups and church groups coming out and really improving the utility of this very special place. I could not be more proud of what we're doing here today, and I appreciate the Department of Conservation and Secretary Reed for your support of outdoor recreation. When I was running for office a few years ago, we talked to a lot of folks about the need for additional recreation here in this county and the surrounding areas, and outdoor recreation is one of those things that you cannot have enough of if you're going to have a healthy and happy community. And so I believe that this project is going to really improve the user experience here at Walker County Lake, not just for fishermen, but for everybody. And so I hope that you'll continue to show the excitement and enthusiasm that you all have in being here at 2 p.m. on a Thursday to hear what we're talking about by promoting this project as we move forward. As already mentioned, my role in this was really early on, about 2 years ago. Secretary Reed and I and Commissioner Poulos started talking about what we could do better here at this facility, and leaned in through the budgeting process to make sure the department had the resources necessary to make this happen. And so I'm very proud that we've been able to accomplish that. I thank them for their efforts, and real pleased just to be a small part of this overall process. If you can't tell, this is something I'm very passionate about and love, and will continue to support as we move along. This is a special place that we live. Walker County is a great place to live and work and raise a family. I believe that this enhancement here will help us highlight those things as we go out into the world and recruit business and industry to locate here, that we can showcase this space with its upgraded facilities. And if you haven't noticed in the renderings, they're going to be on par with any of the facilities at the state parks we have in our state. And that is because, as already mentioned again, this is the people's lake, and the people deserve to have the very best experience they can have, and that includes the facilities that are going to be here in short order. It's a privilege to represent this county. It's an honor to represent you and to work on positive projects that can benefit the overall quality of life here in Walker County and the surrounding areas. And I appreciate so much you being here today. And I'll turn it back over to Commissioner Blankenship.
As we mentioned, we don't really get money for the Department of Conservation out of the general fund or anywhere else. We're almost totally funded by user fees. So when you buy your hunting and fishing license, when you stay at our state parks, when you do those sort of things, that's the money that we get in the department to fund our operations. As we started looking at what we need to do around the state lakes, it was pretty obvious that we just didn't have the income from hunting and fishing licenses to be able to do the things that we wanted to do in places like this. And so we took that need to the legislature, and particularly to the appropriations chairman and to the pro tem at the time, Senator Greg Reed, and say, these are the things that we would like to do. We just need money. And we've talked about many times that we had plenty of ideas, but ideas without money just stay ideas, and that we needed some help through the legislature to be able to do that. And I appreciate the friendship of Greg Reed when he was in the Senate, and now that we are fellow cabinet members and serving Governor Ivey in his new role, I think he's getting excitement to see how much fun it is to run an agency in the state government. How difficult it is to build things and do things when you're having when you have all of the constraints of bureaucracy and difficulties, but it also is very rewarding when you get to see stuff that gets done. And I think hopefully he'll be very proud to see the work that happens here, and I appreciate his support on the funding and his friendship to be able to do good things in the state. So, Mr. Secretary, please come share with us a little bit here in your old district.
Well, Commissioner, thank you so much for the opportunity to be with you. Thank you for your friendship always. Ed, who's my buddy, and has been for a long, long time, privileged to work with you. Representative, always an honor. And I, as well as many of you, can remember the times you spent at Walker County Lake. So my dad and I came here and fished. We launched the boat and did all the things that were fun and exciting. And so this has been a part of my life. For now's my birthday, kind of one of them bad birthdays. But
Say that.
I'm 60 today. So, I don't know if that's that you're feeling sorry for me. But listen, it's exciting to hear about what's going on and what's going to be the reality here at Walker County Lake. Great things for Walker County, man, that's what we want, okay? And as Representative Woods and I worked together on these legislative things, we went to those that were involved in the budgeting process, and the commissioner's correct. They needed money, and so the only thing that I added was that if we're going to find money for things across Alabama that are very important, let's let the first money come to Walker County, okay? And so I was in a position to make sure that was a reality, and that was a good thing for all of us. And now we've got all these unbelievable renderings and programs and processes that are going to be for the enjoyment and the benefit of the people of Walker County right here at Walker County Lake. Let me mention another thing too that I think is very important. I've been involved for 4 years in a program called Innovate Alabama. Innovate Alabama was created by the governor of Alabama, and it was an opportunity to prepare Alabama for the knowledge-based economy that is coming in the future. Artificial intelligence is coming our way, whether we like it or not. And I'm a guy that just learned how to use my phone a few days ago, okay? But the reality of technology, the growth in technology, STEM-trained workers in Alabama, and the opportunity to grow our economy based on technology and innovation was something that the governor had foresight on, and I was privileged to serve on the commission. We had some advisors. One of them was Condoleezza Rice, Dr. Rice, Secretary of State, that was actually an advisor of the committee that I chaired for Innovate Alabama. Out of that, the Innovate Alabama Board was created by statute with the Alabama legislature, and a board was set up. I've been privileged to serve as the vice chair of that board. And Innovate Alabama's focus has been to drive growth in small businesses, high-tech businesses, entrepreneurship, and startup businesses across Alabama. And we've been able to have great success in doing that. One of the number one pillars of research done by Stanford University and UAB, University of Alabama, and Auburn University as to how do you get young people to stay in your communities and work and engage in business in local areas, rural communities. And one of the things that came back from that wound up being one of the pillars of Innovate Alabama, which was outdoor recreational activities. And I should have known that. I had 3 millennials that were from my house, okay, and they loved to bike and hike and kayak, okay, I don't do any of that, but they love all that. And if you're going to have young people in your community, they want to be involved in outdoor recreational activities. And Alabama has more to offer, so says the commissioner, than any state in America for outdoor activities. In the beauty of the mountains to the beauty of the Gulf Coast, Alabama has got it all. And all we need to do is promote that amongst our kids and amongst industry that wants to locate here, and all the reasons, like is the example we're experiencing today, that are going to be reasons people are going to want to live here, raise their families here, and be able to grow their businesses in Alabama, in particular Walker County, Alabama. So, Commissioner, thank you for the privilege and the opportunity to be with you today and to have this exciting announcement here in my community, and all the other work that's going on with the Department of Conservation and Innovate Alabama in growing opportunities for us to be able to add to and expand our outdoor recreation options. So with that, back to you, Commissioner. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
I will say that the work out here that we're talking about today is very exciting, but it's just the next iteration of work in the area. I will say that when I was, not long after I was appointed, we had the opportunity to come up here, and we were on, I think it was Channel 6 or Channel 13 came over, and we did on the morning show, and I stood right over there on the bank of the lake, and we did several segments on TV in Birmingham about what we have out here at Walker County Lake and the work that had been done with the Freshwater Land Trust and the Walker County Area Foundation when I think the birding tower was put in, and some trails and other work that had already taken place here at the lake. And it's hard to believe, I've been commissioner almost 8 years. I guess that was probably 6 or 7 years ago we did that. And time flies when you're having fun, I'll tell you. But just to show that the community has really been involved in this lake and the work out here for many, many years, and that this is just the next opportunity to do good work out here. And the person that I met when I came here that day to do that TV segments was Miss Jimmy Short. And so will you please come and share a little bit about your opportunities that you've had here today?
Thank you. Well, like all of you, I spent a ton of time right over there fishing at this lake whenever I was a child. In fact, caught my first fish out here. I came every weekend with my uncle. Also, my hands have finally healed. Matt, you'll know about this. My hands have finally healed from digging about 30 holes over there at the archery park. So it truly is a joy to be here today for what I consider to be the crown jewel of outdoor recreation here in Walker County Lake. This place is really much more than just a lake. It represents what can happen when a community sees potential in something, rolls up its sleeves, and decides not to wait on change, but to become the change. Several years ago, when I chaired the Livable Communities Priority Group as part of the Walker County Health Action Partnership with my partner in crime, Elise Peters, and Walker Area Community Foundation, we knew the health outcomes in Walker County needed some bold solutions. We understood that promoting physical activity and well-being had to go beyond brochures and conversations. It had to be rooted in access, opportunity, and place. And we saw that place as Walker County Lake. Back then, we dreamed of what this place could become: a haven for fishing, walking, archery, bird watching, family picnics, and school field trips. But more than anything, we dreamed of a space that belonged to everyone in this community. Something that didn't just exist here in Walker County, but thrived because of Walker County. This lake story is a grassroots story. It's a story of local leadership, the Walker County Commission, the City of Jasper, Boy Scout projects, Rotary Club projects, and so many organizations coming together with funding from United Way and Walker Area Community Foundation, as well as state leaders who paid attention because they saw what we were willing to do with what we already had. I often say that success attracts investment, and what you see here today and what is coming tomorrow is the result of years of investment, not just in dollars, but in time, passion, vision, and most importantly, people. It is also a great example of how quality of life projects can directly support economic development efforts. Investment in spaces like this help attract and retain a strong workforce and make our region more competitive for future growth. Because of that, the state of Alabama and the Department of Conservation and Natural Resources have recognized this place not only as a local gem, but as a model for rural recreation across our state. That recognition would not have happened without the work each of you has done to protect and grow this space. To the residents who love this lake, who walk these trails, who bring your children and your grandchildren here, you are the reason this project matters. You are the reason it has continued to move forward. And finally, to Commissioner Blankenship, Ed Poulos, and our partners at the state level, much like the airlines say, we know you have a choice. We know there are many places across Alabama where these resources could have been directed. Thank you for believing in our vision, seeing the potential in Walker County Lake, and for choosing to invest in us. The people who know and love this place deeply deserve this, and your confidence means more than we can say. Thank you so much.
Well, I like ribbon cuttings more than I like groundbreakings. I told that we got all this work going on around the state, and then I told the governor in January we were talking. I said we're going to have about 30 ribbon cuttings around the state this year on outdoor recreation projects. And if many of you that know the governor know she's a woman of few words, and she said, "Oh, Chris, that is so nice. That is so nice." I said, "You are welcome to come to any of those that you can fit into your schedule." And she said, "I'm so excited. That's going to be so nice." So I hope that you will join us here in about a year from now when we come back to cut the ribbon on this facility. Like I said, I like groundbreakings, but I like ribbon cutting better. That means we've accomplished something and we've got something that the people can use and it's going to be really nice. And so thank you all for your support for coming today. Thank you for your support of outdoor recreation. I hope that you'll spend some time at our Alabama state parks and our fishing lakes and out on the water this summer and enjoy what we are so richly blessed with here in Alabama, and contribute some dollars through that to the Department of Conservation so we can continue to put that back into outdoor recreation and continue to make things really nice, and that you'll be here about a year from now when we cut the ribbon on this facility. So thank you so much for joining us today. I think the gentleman will be here for interviews, or anybody that didn't get a chance to do that before we started, and I'll be hanging around for any media or any conversations that anybody wants to have. So thank y'all so very much.